Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Consema Shorthand classes. Get ready. 5 seconds. Mr. Speaker, I have noted with great interest the points made in the debate on Resident's Address, which contains an analysis of the problems and tasks facing our country and the manner in which the government proposes to tackle them. A great deal of concern was expressed by many regarding the economic situation. In budget yesterday, the finance minister has already referred to the difficulties which we are facing at present in the economic field. I would like to emphasize that many of these difficulties are due to the fact that we in India are trying to develop at a more rapid rate is to achieve within a decade or so what many countries have achieved over a longer period. This is not mere an idealism, as has been mentioned by many people, but is a necessity for a country placed as India is. It may be easy to slow down our development, and a measure that neither the House nor the country would wish this to happen. Honorable members will have seen the evidence of our determination to defend the country and of our territory in the budget provision on defense account. To my mind, it is a pity that the country as poor as India should have to direct any of its resources from development. Fortunately, within the defense budget is included developmental expenditure on industrial units, on hospitals and roads and houses, and many other items which are not in the same class as military hardware. We are anxious to see that the prices of essential commodities remain stable and that the upward rise is halted. Since the main instrument for controlling prices is higher production, prices should also provide an adequate incentive to the producer to increase his production. Hence, the necessity to fix in advance a reasonable price for the main agricultural products. It has been suggested here in this House and elsewhere that the zonal restrictions should be eliminated. There can be no doubt that on a national problem there should be a national point of view. However, I would like to place before honorable members the practical difficulties that may likely to arise in eliminating zonal system. Another point is any review of the arrangement has to take full account of the difficulty and the possible dangers to the availability of supplies under conditions of scarcity. If it is found desirable after a review to adopt another system, it may be necessary to adjust the timing of this modification so that the difficulties are minimized. I am glad to say that because of the recent rains, the position of wheat supply seems to have improved somewhat. But rice continues to be scarce and I am afraid will remain so. This is not because we do not want to get rice, but rice is today a scarce commodity in the world market. I should like to take this opportunity to appeal to the House to try and understand the situation and to explain difficulties to the people in making rice available to encourage the increased consumption of whatever other food grains may be available and to accept the principle of common sharing and equality of sacrifice. The surplus states must part not only with what they can easily spare, but even over and above that, even if it affects the consumers. Dear sirs, we shall be obliged if you will arrange to have your premises ready for our inspector, Mr. George, on Monday morning next, when he will call at 10 o'clock. It will be necessary for him to report in full to us before we can reply to your enquiries. It is unlikely that any difficulties will arise, but we are compelled to make sure of details.